All right, let me turn the page. Jim, you had an opportunity to cross-examine the good former chief of the city of Detroit, James Craig. Give me 30 seconds before we play the soundbite, your exchange with him. From afar, it looked like kind of a bizarre thing going on there.
Well, I want to say this first up front. We're watching James Craig and possible run for governor. He is doing ready, aim, 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 aim. He said again, I'm still doing an exploratory committee. When are you going to pull the trigger?
He said 2 weeks. He did. Look at Jim. He did say. He said after Labor Day, you would get a decision.
Yeah, in 2 weeks. But does that get a decision? So does that mean he still may decide this isn't for him and he's going to pull out?
Oh.
You're either in.
And are we pretending that he didn't say on Fox News that he was running?
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's take a look at the exchange. He wanted to talk about crime and stuff on the street going on, and, well, others wanted to ask about the T word, Mr. Trump.
If the president gives me his endorsement, I will accept it. But I want to be defined as James Craig, not Donald Trump. I'm looking ahead to 2022.
But do you need those caveats to get his endorsement? That's the rest of my question.
You asked me a direct question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, so I don't know how plainly I can say it to you. The fact is this. I talked about the January 9th, and I talked about all the issues, and that's important for me to talk. So at this point, I will conclude.
Ouch. A warm letter to follow.
He didn't talk about January 9th and whether the election was stolen to any depth. He gave his scripted canned talking points on the election. He said he's a police officer. He needs to see evidence that the election was stolen, and he hasn't seen any evidence. That's sort of his sidestep on that one. When we asked about the January 6th insurrection, and he called it an insurrection, he said that the people who did that are criminals and they should be prosecuted. We couldn't get to the question of, was that instigated by then President Trump? We couldn't get to a lot of the questions. I had a lot of follow-ups there to continue the cross-examination. He cut us off and said, that's it. That's all I'm answering. And I think the question that James Craig needs to understand is, the voters want to hear his answers on that. The Trump supporters want to hear his answers on that. The people who don't support President Trump want to hear his answers on that to determine whether they're going to support him.
Zoe, what kind of a launch was this, if we can call it a launch?
That's the thing, this whole, like, is he or isn't he? As I sort of noted, laughing with Jim. I mean, let's remember there was this sort of, he resigned, or, retires, resigns, whatever you want to say, in June, then says, announcement coming, then goes on Fox News, a week later and says, well, I'm running. And now we're all supposed to go, is he or isn't he? He is running. John Yob, you've got, the Speaker Wentworth is at this event. And basically members of the media were told, come, he's going to have this meeting with law enforcement officials. And then basically it's in this sort of fishbowl, glass windows. There's amazing photos on Twitter where, members of the media are sitting on one side. He and this team are, on the other side. You can't hear what they're talking about. It wasn't until after that some questions, including Jim's, were able to be taken. And since then, there's been some goofing around, right? The spokesperson for the Michigan Democrats went and bought a bottle of Windex, left it at the Michigan Republican Party headquarters saying, we want to help with your transparency issues. Then the spokesperson for the Republican Party said, thanks, we'll use it, the Windex, to clean out, the Oval Office after, Biden. I mean, just back and forth. But, this wasn't a launch because he didn't officially announce. But as Jim says, it is this sort of aim, aim, aim. But, we assume this will happen after Labor Day, and in earnest, all of these rallies and more press conferences and the political events will happen, including fundraisers.
Eric, quickly, because we need to call in our guest. The good news for Chief Craig is this was in the middle of August, and only the four of us and a couple of other people were paying attention. Okay, and I'm not so sure about everybody here. Anyhow, look, he's got plenty of time to clean up his act, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. And I was kind of surprised by the reaction to those Trump questions when they're like, focus on Michigan topics. What's it matter about if he supports President Trump? But right here in Michigan, we see the Republican Party pretty much divided between the Trump supporters and not. We have counties downstate censuring state senators from the UP because of their stance on the election and everything. The Jackson County censured Speaker or Senate Majority Leader Shirkey. So there's definitely an interest in how he stands and where he stands on these issues. And I think that's going to have to be a message going forward as the police chief, the law enforcement officer, but then also how he stands on some of these other issues, because no matter what happened in the past, people still care, and it's going to go into what they're voting for.
What an interesting parallel, Jimmy just said. What an interesting parallel. The governor dealing with a huge state divide over masks and the chief dealing with a huge divide over Donald Trump. I'm not sure who's got the worst assignment. Jim, quickly.
For the record, I want to say, yes, we were on the outside of the fishbowl, but we had a wireless mic, and I asked Ted Goodman, can we place the mic on the table so we can hear what the discussion is? The answer was yes, and then the answer was, let me check with somebody. Nope, you can't.